What's up, everybody? Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to day number 12 of albums that are 40 years old in 2025. We have been looking back all month and we'll continue all the way up to the 28th. We're looking back 40 years to our favorite 28 albums from 1985. Released in 1985, those 40-year-old birthdays and anniversaries happening this year from some of our favorite albums from that particular year. Today, it's a debut album from an American band. It was released November 4th, 1985. Man, we had a lot of November birthdays for these albums. They had the same thing last month. It seems like November is like a really popular month to release albums in. I can't tell you how many we had in the 75 series, and we've had a few already this year. November releases. November is always, I guess, the pre-holiday release dates, right? I guess. I don't know. This album was recorded at Prairie Sun Studios in Cotati, California. We've had another, that's the second time we've had an album recorded in that studio. I've told the story before. Cotati, the company that I work for, has our headquarters up in Sebastopol, California. So I, especially like the first 10 years working for the company, I used to have to go out to the home office quite a bit. And you'd fly into SFO, into San Francisco, and you'd have to drive all the way up to Sebastopol up in, wine country in Sonoma Valley. And Cotati was always like one of those towns I would pass right before kind of Santa Rosa, before you hit Sebastopol. So any of you guys fans of The Birds, the Alfred Hitchcock film, that whole film was shot in Santa Rosa and Bodego Bay and Sebastopol area. So I know the area very, very well. Anyway, I digress. Produced by Randy Burns for Randy Burns, not Birds. Randy Burns for Combat Records. I'm talking about the debut album from Possessed. Seven Churches is the name of the album. At the time when this came out, thrash was just starting to really make waves, and most of us thought that this was just another thrash album, albeit with vocals that were very, very different from some of the other bands. These were very extreme vocals for the time, for 1985. Yeah, you had Venom already, Slayer you had, of course, too, but there was something about this that was just a little bit more over the top. A lot of the guitar riffs and the arrangements are very much thrash oriented, but there's something going on here that we were thinking, okay, this is taking thrash to another level. Now, looking back, most people cite this as perhaps the first ever death metal album. In fact, there's even a title of a song on here that's called Death Metal, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's talk about the lineup here. So we got Jeff Becerra on bass and vocals. Jeff still fronting the band to this day, although he does so from a wheelchair. He doesn't play his bass anymore. He basically just sits in the wheelchair and sings live when the band plays, because he was involved in a horrible tragedy a number of years ago. I believe he was shot, right? And so he's paralyzed from the waist down. So he still performs, though. God bless him, right? He is still in the band, still keeping it going. You got Mike Terreo on guitars, Larry Lalonde on guitars. Yes, that Larry Lalonde from Primus, and Mike Seuss on drums. So what do we have on this album? All sorts of Possessed classics. If you don't like this sort of music, I totally get it. But for people who enjoy really heavy thrash and early death metal, there's a lot of great stuff on this album. You got The Exorcist, kicks it off. Even got the little keyboard intro, right? How they got away with that, don't know. Pentagram is up next, another killer track. You got Burning in Hell, followed by Evil Warriors, and the title track Seven Churches follows that one. The title track is great. Over on side 2, crazy good side 2. You got Satan's Curse, Holy Hell, Twisted Minds, Fallen Angel, and of course the title track Death Metal. Like I said, it's almost like the definitive closing statement of the album says, this is what we're playing, this is what we're calling this. And going forward, we would see lots of bands popping up that were taking this more extreme brand of thrash, and all of a sudden death metal is basically born. Bands like Morbid Angel and Necrophagia, and certainly Death, and Obituary, and all these other bands that would kind of start popping up in the wake of this album, just within 1 to 2 years later, right? certainly by the end of the decade. So yeah, and like I said, this is generally seen as one of the classics of the genre. And if you look at I love the photos because they were really young. I remember getting this vinyl back in the day, buying it from. I believe I either got this from Steve Keeler or Rock and Roll Heaven. I don't remember quite. Probably maybe a little early for Keeler. Not sure if Rock Fantasy was quite open yet when this album was released in November of '85. It might have been. Bought it from one of them though. And yeah, the band looking so young, and of course they've got all the spikes and all that kind of stuff. It's just if you were a kid totally getting into thrash and heavier stuff at the time, and you got this album, you were just kind of like, oh, look at these dudes from California, right? And here, if you look here, you can see like all these shows that they played with other up and coming bands at the time: Hyrax, Exodus, Suicidal Tendencies, right? The Legacy, which was Testament, the early name for Testament. Destruction. This was Blind Illusion, another really cool band from the time, back in the day. But yeah, I just totally love this stuff. And it was just so new and fresh and exciting and absolutely dangerous. So, but yeah. But that's my pick for today. Seven Churches by Possessed. I don't believe, of course, there's no certifications or charts and no hits, no singles released, none of that sort of thing. This is all underground metal from the mid 80s and really, really good stuff. And like I said, a lot of kind of classic tracks on here. And, their second album was pretty damn good too. And and they had the EP, we'd have to wait many, many years for the third full-length follow-up. We got that a few years back, and that was really, really good. Hopefully we get another one. So, yeah, that's my pick. Seven Churches by Possessed. If you're a fan, let us know what you think down in the comments below. But of course, list your pick for today, day number 12, and we'll see you tomorrow for day number 13. Till then, visit us on the web at www.seaoftranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together, all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also down below, we got the links to our Ko-Fi page for channel donations, our merch page, our Cameo page, and the Sea of Tranquility membership options, all listed down below. Thank you in advance for all your support there. It's greatly appreciated, and we'll see you soon here with more stuff. I am Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.